Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode number 132. I think I might be wrong there. I think this might be 133. I have to go back and take a look.
I can find out. Keep going.
How are we
I
not
happened to
getting?
glance up. I was like, I think I've said episode 132 before.
It
Maybe it's
happens.
Maybe just because I created it that it was episode 132 that I remember. But
Well,
anyway,
at least it's proof to folks that we're
Maybe.
not robots.
right?
You know?
So welcome to episode
We're
132
live.
slash
It is live.
whatever it is. And I am Kevin Harris, and
I am Lisa Wills.
I'm Jared,
I'm Matt James.
and this is the right number per our YouTube channel. It says 131 was the last one.
nice.
All
All
victories.
right, I don't feel like
Yeah.
shit now. So
Yeah.
awesome.
You did good. You did good.
We've got a good one ahead of you this evening. We've got the Almas that are going to be joining us. We're going to be talking about their upcoming tour with Reign of Z, talk about their new music and what's ahead for them. We're also going to talk to you guys. Tell me if I say that Matt Sassano, is that the
Correct.
Matt Sassano from
Matt
Rockfest
Sassano.
Records?
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, his new song doesn't drop till I think 2 weeks. But he's trying to get as many shows in to talk about it. So we won't have anything to play from him, but we will be talking about his new music and being with Rockfest Records and all of that. And then, of course, we have the grudge match, which will see the champion Kingdom Collapse going up against the challenger West Creek. So that'll be happening here in just a few minutes. But one thing I do want to get out there is if you don't know, the new issue of the Sound 228 magazine, the October issue with Any Given Sin on the cover is out. It is on our website at the sound228.com. You can go /magazine or just click the magazine link when you get there. I do want to thank everybody who has already bought so far. Out of the 3 issues we've gotten, this is our top selling issue. I can tell you that for a fact. So
Yeah.
it's either everybody loves Any Given Sin or it's starting to grow like we wanted it to. So I'm going to
We're
go
just
with
gonna go with both.
Yeah, I was gonna
we're
say, it
gonna
could be
go with a
both.
little bit of both.
Exclusive.
So that is out there for you as well. And while you're on the website, you can order it or you can subscribe to it and get one every week or every month. So
Sweet.
we've got quite a few subscriptions. So I want to thank everybody who's already done that as well.
Yeah.
So outside of that, what's new with everyone else?
Let's say what's up to the comment people real quick. It's
All right.
Diane, Melissa, and Julie. Thank y'all for chiming in already early in the show. We appreciate that. Smash the share button if you're down with the sickness. But no, Lisa, what have you been up to? You always have the most interesting stories out of all of us. So let's start there.
I just got back from England on Sunday.
And she wins again.
And I spent 2.5 weeks with that guy. And we traveled. We went to London to go see While She Sleeps, Buried Tomorrow in Polaris at Alexandra Palace on the rail. Ew. It was sick. And very, very hot. And it was mess. And then the following weekend, we went to go see Misery Loves Company Festival. It was the inaugural year. It's done by one of the guys in Raptors, Ian Chatterton. It's his festival. And it was like a LGBTQ. A lot of those folks worked in, like he was trying to sort of promote and like an inclusive type of a music festival. And so we got to see a lot of our favorite artists, obviously Raptors, Lake Malice. We saw Envisions. I got to see Calva Louise. I lost my mind. I saw them outside the venue, fangirled to an embarrassingly forward level. Lost my mind.
As you should.
It was embarrassing. Like, we were stood there with our friend Shell having a chat, and the next thing she's just disappeared, and like she never found girls with bands or anything like that. And I was like, "Where's Lisa gone?" And then next thing she's like, "Come and take my picture. Come and take my picture."
That's good. That's good. I'm glad we started there.
Come over here.
I will tell you now. I will tell you now. It was for good reason. That band is. I said on this show before that a Virtue were the best band I've seen in a small venue. We saw Calva Louise in a small venue. Calva Louise are one of the best bands I've seen live, period.
Wow.
Okay.
Where you have backing tracks for bands where they where they track stuff and it's playing in the background on a laptop. This band records tracks and mixes it live.
Okay.
It was something else to watch.
So they do live they do live looping.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
It was
I've
insane.
seen solo artists do live looping, but a full band doing live looping is that's pretty fucking impressive.
And he's got all these like MIDI things in front of him, and he's hitting all these buttons and stuff while he's playing the bass. She's playing the keyboard, sliding in and out, and because I didn't really pay attention, and I was like, I heard some of the keyboard bits that she just played, and she wasn't playing keyboard, and I was like, what? And I looked over at him, and he was there pushing all these buttons whilst trying to play. I was like, what is going on?
Yeah.
So
like
that's awesome.
So good. So yeah, so that's what we did. It was fun. Let's see. I've got a show. I'm gonna go see Bullet for My Valentine of Mice and Men and Vended on Friday, and I've got meet and greet for Bullet. So
yeah, I've seen them before here. I believe I don't remember the year, and they're fucking awesome. And here in Biloxi, they just announced that Tool's going to be playing. I'm sure, Kevin, you've already got your tickets. I'm sure.
Not after I saw the price of them.
I haven't seen it.
Some dude paid $1,284 for 2 of them today.
No thanks.
Yeah.
Good.
Hell no.
Yeah.
Like I like going to live shows, but that's ridiculous.
That's all right. Jared knows I wouldn't go if I got them for free, anyways.
He's
Neither
not.
would I.
Yeah,
Really? Nobody's a fan. Nobody's a fan.
You know what? I never said that I'm not. Okay, I'm not a fan of Tool. I don't hate Tool.
But you're not.
I hate that everybody thinks that they're the greatest band ever.
I don't think
that's what I hate about it.
I don't think they're the greatest band ever, but I do think that their music is a little like transcendent. There's something there about it that's like it's just different. The later stuff,
I will give you that it is different. And when a Tool song plays, you know it's Tool.
Right. But yeah, but the earlier stuff is more like a regular band, and then they like hit some kind of almost like Pink Floyd, you know, like there's something more than just music there.
What album was it? The what people like to say the Enema, but with Inema on it. Whatever album that was, I think that's where it really started to.
I think Lateralis is like when they blasted off into like, are you guys aliens or what is this here?
I got you.
What am I fucking listening to here? This is like, I don't know. But anyway, that's just me. I guess I'm the only fucking one. That's okay.
No, but like I said, I don't hate them.
I don't think I'm paying $1,200 to go see him though. I don't think that.
No.
Yeah.
That's
I don't
tough.
hate people, I just don't listen to them.
I don't care who you are. That's tough to pay a ticket price like that to go see somebody.
Yeah. Now, if it was Taylor Swift, I'm on board, dude. I'm going.
I'm there.
That was a joke. All right, moving along.
He's in the house.
All right, so
his face was just
you weren't in when we were talking about my fangirl moment last night, Jared. So last night I went to Alabama Music Box and saw Earshot, Machines, and 1,000 Year Wide. But Earshot, of course, I love Earshot. But I had no idea that Aaron Fink was playing guitar for him now, and Aaron Fink is the original guitarist from Breaking Benjamin.
Okay, I bet you did freak out.
I did. I literally started shaking when they brought him over to talk to me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there's the
yeah.
He totally not fangirled, but fangirled, but yeah. But yeah, so that was interesting. And we were talking about how small the music circle is. So the lead singer, Will, of Earshot, his girlfriend was running the merch booth. Her name is Lindsay, and she is the bass player for Cold.
Okay.
So you had Earshot, you had Breaking Benjamin, and you had Cold all just kind of sitting there in some little nice dive bar in Alabama. It was kind of cool.
The Music Box, right?
Yeah, Alabama Music Box.
Is that your first time there?
That was my first time there, and it is a great venue.
Okay, and it's not huge.
It is not huge at all. I would say probably capacity is maybe 140.
Oh,
maybe
wow,
145.
Wow.
That's small.
But
awesome.
so Imagine walking into a strip mall, a single store, maybe a store and a half, with a stage at the end that you can walk by the stage to the bathrooms, but
Yeah.
then you got a bar. So I mean,
Yeah.
and that's it. You got a couple video games in there and a bar and
Shotgun
the
style.
stage, and it's right around the corner from the Soul Kitchen. So if you walked out of the Soul Kitchen, went south, and took a right at the next corner, you'd run right into the Alabama Music Box.
I wish I didn't think about that the other night when I was down there. I would have walked over just to look at it because I've looked at it online a bunch and seen
Right.
pictures and stuff. But that's cool. Yeah, I
Yeah,
want to.
it's a nice little venue. He's got they got Josie Scott Saliva
Yeah.
there next week. So but yeah, it's cool. And then got a little sneak peek that Cold and Orgy are going out together next year. So
Okay.
I was like, I hadn't
Might
heard
be-
that name Orgy in forever, and I was like, really? They're like, yeah, he's got off the off the couch and decided he's gonna perform. So
What was the video? Was it Stained where Fred Durst directed it, and then at the end it's like him and Aaron Lewis, obviously, and then I think it's Orgy comes in at the. I think that was a Stained video, if I remember right.
I think you are. And it was it was done during the Family Values tour because they all toured together on that Family Values tour.
Yeah, I watched that the other night and I was like, oh, I'm in just out of high school again.
So that was my fangirl moment of last night.
All right, let's rip into the damn grudge match here.
All right, so the grudge match. You got your champion, Kingdom Collapse. They're going up against the challenger, West Creek. You know how it works. If you are on Facebook, you'll see a poll pop up during the second video. If you're on YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch, put in video number 1 or video number 2. We'll count the votes, and whoever wins at the end of the night, either Kingdom Collapse will go on to try for the Hall of Fame, or West Creek will move on as the champion. And we'll go ahead and get it started now. So here we go. All right.
Such
There
a
is
good
video
song.
number 1. That is West Creek and Let Me Bleed.
Such
You know,
a
it's
great
funny.
song.
It's funny we made the Stain reference because I kind of catch some vibes there on
That's
that.
exactly. As soon as you said Stained, I went, you know what? I heard that.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, it's not exact. Like there's different, but it's the same ballpark.
Yep. Nope.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree 100% on that one.
Yeah.
All right. So here comes your champion. Get ready to vote. Here is Kingdom Collapse and Never Be Like You. It's video number 2 on the grudge match, and you're watching the sound.
I never fit in, I am not a cool kid. Never gave a fuck about any of that bullshit. And I don't care if you approve. I'll never be like you. I never fit in, I am not a cool kid. Never gave a fuck about any of that bullshit. And I don't care if you approve. I'll never be like you. I'm just an outcast, living out my dreams and I will outlast. What you think of me, don't give a fuck if I don't fit in. 'Cause I've got nothing left to prove. I'll never be like you. Misfit, fuck you. You say I'll never make it. I'm not anything like you. 'Cause every single time I've done it without you, I'm headed to the top. Talk shit if you have to. When will you realize I thrive on the outside, where I'm far away from you? I'm just an outcast, living out my dreams and I will outlast. What you think of me, don't give a fuck if I don't fit in. 'Cause I've got nothing left to prove. I'll never be like you. I never fit in, I am not a cool kid. Never give a fuck about any of that bullshit. And I don't care if you approve. I'll never be like you. I never fit in, I'm not a cool kid. Never give a fuck about any of that bullshit. And I don't care if you approve. Just an outcast, living out my dreams and I will outlast. What you think of me, don't give a fuck if I don't fit in. 'Cause I've got nothing left to prove. I'm just an outcast, living out my dreams and I will outlast. What you think of me, don't give a fuck if I don't fit in. 'Cause I've got nothing left to prove. I'll never be like you. I'm not a cool kid, never give a fuck about any of that bullshit. And I don't care if you approve. I'll never be like you.
In case,
You know,
Wow.
oh,
go ahead. Go ahead.
Let's say, in case you didn't notice, Crooked Media is in the house, and is that what you're about to say?
I was looking at. I didn't realize they did both of those videos.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, I mean, this is the San
There's-
Antonio Showdown.
There's so many people that have to stay impartial on this grudge match because obviously at the sound we're impartial. We love both bands. They're both Riff Media clients. They both videos were done by Crooked Media. Like they're both from San Antonio.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
There
Kinda
you
like
go.
a-
I'm glad we don't have to vote. That's all I can say. We don't
Yeah,
have
no
to vote.
kidding.
Kind of like we knew what we were doing when we did that. But I can
Yeah.
tell you right now, the voting is 56% for Kingdom Collapse, 44% West Creek.
Okay.
Y'all,
So there's some close voting going on there.
yeah.
Reach out to your fans, people.
But
Tag them in the comments and hit the share button.
Since they're in here, if
Yeah.
Crooked Media would love to do an episode of The Sound, we would love to have them on to talk about them shooting videos and all of that they've done quite a few videos for bands that we've featured here on The Sound. So we would love to have them on an episode of The Sound to talk about their side of things on the music business. So
I like those interviews too, because it's like you said, it's a different side of just, I love talking to bands too, but I love hearing all the ancillary stuff that goes along with putting out music, and that they play a huge part of it in today's digital landscape, right?
And that's one thing we love to do with Sound, is to give an insight to the industry side of it.
Yeah. I mean, and Kevin, you talk about like a good topic for the magazine, right? Like talking.
No, absolutely.
Great.
Well, I will hit him up on I'll hit him up on Instagram. You can expect a message from me very shortly. Crooked Media.
Whether you want it or not.
I've talked to him before. Come on now.
I just want to highlight this comment here, because I want to know what he is doing last time in the morning.
Exactly. Joel Davies is the guitar player for Atlas Theory in Wales. So what are you doing? We love seeing you.
We love it. That's what I'm talking about.
I don't give a fuck what you're doing. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you.
Obviously, you're watching, so thank you.
Yeah.
Perfectly said. Just thank you. Yeah.
So, couple hours sleep ain't a thing, he says. So,
yeah, well, college students,
Jesus.
Yeah. Is the poll up? Is the poll up and operating?
The poll is up.
Right.
And for right now, it is now 56% West Creek, 44% Kingdom.
Scale.
Look at Rocco from West Creek in the comments. He did 86 takes of drums.
That's funny.
All right. So we've got backstage. They've been hanging out for almost an hour now.
They got to hear all of our bitching and complaining about everything.
They got to see the show before the show.
Yeah.
That's it. So we are going to bring in the Almas right now. So here we go. Hello.
Hi.
Hey everybody.
Welcome to the real show.
What is up?
I
So
feel like our camera adjusted. We should all scooch a little to
Wow.
the right.
Oh, we're fine.
Andrew's a shadow.
All right, I'm fine.
He
There we
literally
go.
looks like a
I
shadow.
had to look,
Perfect.
I love it though.
I had
love
to
it.
look twice, and I thought that was Blake Suarez.
Yeah, it did look a little bit like Blake.
Oh, I
I
got
was
you.
like,
It's
what?
the hair.
Blake is not in the Almas.
Yes, the hair. He's got that
So-
long, beautiful hair.
A lot since the last time we've talked to you guys, and it's been a while since we've talked to you guys on the show.
It has
yeah.
been.
A lot has happened. You're now with Wake Up Music.
This we are.
You're with MK Music.
Yep.
You got a lot of things going on. So fill us in what's been going on with the Almas.
Well,
Touring.
And you have the #1 song on the Dirty 30 right now.
I know.
Last
Thank you
week.
guys.
Last week.
last week,
Last
I
week,
think
yeah.
we're at 8 or 9 this week.
Yep.
But still top 10. So we
We'll take it.
appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you guys for always spinning our stuff.
We
appreciate
love you guys. But yeah,
But-
when it comes to what we've been up to, like Frank said, just a lot of touring.
Lots and
lot
lots
of road
of touring.
time.
We're only home for like 2 weeks. We leave out
on
next
the
week.
20th.
Next week for the Josie Awards in Nashville, and then we start tour with Reign of Z.
Yeah.
So that's what's coming up. And we're gonna be dropping a new single too. You didn't know.
And in that tour, October 28th, they will be at the Juke Joint. Now, Reign of Z will not be with them on that show,
No, unfortunately.
but the Almas will be at the Juke Joint on October 28th. So,
Yeah, I
That'd
believe
be
we're with Out of Darkness that night,
Yep.
right?
yep, Out of Darkness, and Nolan says there will be a local band on there as well too. So,
Perfect.
Awesome. Well, excited to see who's going to be on it with us.
we'll I don't have a clue. He's working on that one, so that'll be, be
Not
interesting
our
to see.
responsibility, baby. Yeah.
So new single dropping. So tell us how the Wake Up Music came about happening.
I think Nolan, our manager, he was just reaching out, trying to get us a small label to back our new releases and everything. And from what I heard, Pepper from Wake Up Music was already kind of checking out the band in last year or whatever. She's been looking at us for some time. So when Nolan finally reached out, it was like, oh, match made in heaven. Perfect.
There you go. Can't ask for it to be any easier than that sometimes, right?
Oh no,
Right.
And Pepper's great. She's a small independent label, and she does great work. She really believes in the artists and the art, and she's great. She's a great person to work with.
No, yeah, we have a great relationship with her and Wake Up, and of course she does a show for us on the Sound radio station, and writes an article in the magazine for us. So and she's sponsored quite a few things with us to help us in our endeavors as well. So what's it look like going into 2024 for you guys? I know you guys are going to wrap up the middle of November with this tour. And then whose birthday is it on the 18th?
My birthday.
Hey.
Yeah, we got October 18th, and then as soon as this is going to be the first time on tour that we celebrate Josh's birthday.
Yep.
Yes.
He's always brought up. He was like, every year we end tour before my birthday,
Yep.
so we've never had a tour with it involving his birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I believe it was just your birthday the other day, wasn't it?
Yep, at the beginning of September. So
the beginning of September.
Yeah.
Wow, I have been so out of the loop. Okay,
It's all good.
I swear I just saw it yesterday on my phone. Wow. Okay, I'm just gonna show myself out.
Well, no, it's that
I will-
algorithm that Facebook has. Like, the first thing at the top of the feed is like from 5 days ago or whatever. I'm like, hey, look at this. Hey, congrats, dude. That was 5 days ago, you asshole. Oh,
Right.
Late to the party again. I'm like, well, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
That's all right. Diane's got us all covered. Happy birthday.
There you go.
Thank you.
So what does 2024 look like early for you guys?
Touring.
More tours.
More touring.
Tours, man.
This year we're looking in between 120 and 130, and we're looking to surpass that next year. So we're gonna right out of the gate start off on tour. I think either mid-January or we're gonna wait until the beginning. Well, I think no matter what, it's gonna be mid-January.
Well, there's a
January.
talk of a tour happening in January, but it's still in the works. Possibly, we don't know yet. But
So whether
for sure, we will be going out in February with Scotty Austin, Rehab, and Cottonmouth Kings on the West Coast for select dates.
I love the Cottonmouth Kings, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I listened to them years ago.
Yep, cool. That's a throwback right there. And they are still from what I understand, they are still the same as far as how they carry themselves on tour. So that's just going to be fun.
Well, yeah, we'll see, man. Yeah, it ought to be fun. We haven't been to the West Coast since 4 years.
2019.
Since 2019. So to get back out there is going to be nice.
So you guys do, and you talk about touring, you're talking about 120, 130 dates. And I watch these bands, and, a lot of these bands, touring is how, and selling merch and stuff like that is how they're making some of their money.
Sure.
And then I see these bands that are always struggling with vehicles breaking down, and always, unfortunately, I saw a band this week that had to cancel 3 shows because of the van breaking down or whatever it was. How do you guys battle all of that? If you're out on the road and you're spending money and you're pushing your singles, and a lot of the money that you're making is going right back into gas and right back into everything else. If something happens, how do you guys handle that kind of stuff?
Well, luckily for us, at least, I think we can all speak that it is this guy right here. We you'll see us every once in a while post on our Facebook a picture of him repairing the van or doing whatever. He's very handy, and we've luckily not had anything super serious, and knock on wood, we don't have anything.
Yeah, I'm doing it over here for you because I'm the one that brought up the conversation.
Right.
But really how we keep doing it is a good business model. We try to cut down costs. We don't get hotel rooms. we sleep in the van, all of us, and that's it. We make our own food, chicken and rice, cans of chicken, bags of rice, microwave. And it's a lot of preventative maintenance when we come back. We take some of the money we've saved. You know what? These parts are wearing out. Let's put some really good parts in. Let's spend a little extra money. Cut down on your cost for merch. We hand make a lot of our merch as well. So our turnaround expense and that's pretty low. Usually on days off, we don't go out and spend any money. We just kind of sit somewhere and don't burn any gas. We don't do anything. And that's kind of how we do it. A lot of money management for sure.
And it sounds like sacrifice, but in a positive way. It sounds like you enjoy it, so that's awesome too.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, man.
And it's not very luxurious living in a van. However, Frank and I just in early 22, I think. It all kind of blends together, but just about roughly a year, we had a little break in a tour where we were able to actually build bunk beds in the van.
Yeah. So we make it accommodating and everything.
Yeah. And like you say, if you love what you're doing, then the sacrifice is really not as much of a sacrifice because you're enjoying every minute of it,
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's the life we choose. And, and since we've toured so much, we've kind of figured out all the pitfalls and things to avoid. And, the machine's getting better. And, it's much easier to tour now. And, and things are getting bigger and better. And, and the way we plan out our releases, our days off are always spent working to save up some cash for like the music video, the advertising costs. And luckily, once we started working with Pepper, she alleviated some pressures that we had so we can focus on other things like marketing and things like that. So, once the wheel started turning, it's just a snowball effect from here. So,
yeah, she's in the comments too.
Yeah,
So on that note, speaking of music videos, we're going to play Cage from you guys.
Awesome.
So tell us a little bit about Cage.
Well, Cage, in a very, I guess, personal writing style, is one of the 5 EP songs that are all focused on mental health awareness. Cage is is kind of more on the lines of an addiction awareness song, as it was written, but it was also written to be kind of broad, just so people can connect to it however they need to when listening to it. But that one, it was all recorded with Kyle O'Dell out of Nashville, and it was the first song that we recorded with him, co-wrote with him.
Cage was the last
Was
song.
it the last one?
Cage was
the last song. Okay.
But
it was
the
the
first
last
song
one
to be released.
Yes.
And
It
All
all,
right.
it all blurs
Well, we are
together.
going to roll into it, and if you're watching, please leave in the comments what you think of it. Make sure you smash that share button, the like button. Let's get it out there. Here is the Almas. This one's Cage, and you're watching The Sound.
Feel it under my skin, it's an insatiable itch. Scratching through the surface, I can't indulge these urges. Make sure I'm always chasing.
Such a banging
All
track.
right.
Such
Man,
a
that
banging
sucks.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah,
That was cool and a great song and great video too, man. That was
Yeah.
really good.
Who did your
Thank
video?
you. It sucked to film.
Yeah, it was a tough
We were
one.
having a little PTSD moment watching that. We're like, ooh.
It was cold.
It was cold,
Yeah.
man.
I want to say we're coming up. Andrew mentioned watching the video that we're coming up to about a year anniversary of recording that.
Yeah.
And man, yeah, we decided to go to Minnesota the first day that it snowed
Mhm.
to record that in a warehouse that had no heat. There was like we had like a small little propane heater that we all kind of like huddled around to try and stay warm, but the water tank that we used for the rain was sitting outside the warehouse, and it was warm water when we started at 10 a.m. But by the time we actually did the rain scene, it was close to like 8, 9, 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
At earliest.
And that water had dropped to almost freezing. So
yeah,
it was something else, man.
Yeah, that goes back to the sacrifice that we were talking
No,
about.
right.
Yeah, there was talk initially to have us like CGI the rain in, and I'm like, oh hell no, man. we're in it, man. We got to do
all
it.
In.
We're doing it.
People think it's such a glamorous life, like, oh my gosh, look at that video. Wow, doesn't she look great? Look at her makeup. I love the and they don't think about the fact that you're sleeping in bunk beds in your van. You're eating chicken and rice. You probably haven't showered in 3 days. And if you have, you've been to a truck stop or a fitness place, right?
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
then here you are, freezing cold rain, all the sacrifices that Jared was talking about going into making a product to then just grab your audience. And I think that you achieved that.
Well, thank you. That makes us feel good.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm glad it turned out well because we were so bone chillingly frozen
and Austin, how do you say his last name? Schurzberg. He's a phenomenal videographer, and he's the one that took all the shots and all the angles, and he's phenomenal.
Yeah, I'm never gonna look at it the same again.
Such a good talent. Just amazing.
Yeah,
so,
I think well done.
Real quick, while that was playing, I did glance over at because we actually, the voting is really close tonight on our grudge match. 57% for West Creek right now.
Hey.
Where the voting is standing at. So
our label homies.
Yeah, label mates. Woo!
There you go. So if you're wanting your friends to vote, share it out and get them to vote video number 1 or video number 2. No matter where you're watching it at. If you're on YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch, put it in the comments, video number 1 or video number 2, and we'll count those votes as well. So if somebody was looking to find the Almas, where would they find? Where are you guys most active at?
We're most active on Facebook or Instagram. Otherwise, at a show, come see us live. That's the best way to come talk to us.
Our TikTok sucks. So
yeah,
I was going to ask, have y'all tried and attempted to get a TikTok really going, or?
I do, but we're not at a point where we can hire somebody to create content for us, and that's even just bringing someone on the road to take video. Getting people to send you video from a show is pulling teeth, and so we just don't get too much footage.
Yeah.
So I think the last thing I posted was from our recent tour when we were playing in Baltimore, Maryland at Zen West. There is a videographer there that was phenomenal. And so we posted a video that he made then, but since then we have not posted a video.
Honestly,
you should
very
you should do the days off when you're hanging out video on TikTok.
Yeah, there you go. You want to see us work out and then shower and go to sleep and drive
I'd be amazed at what people like to watch.
I know we're very in the moment kind of group, and dude, people are already on their phones too much, and so it's just to then do this, it just takes away from the experience, I think, of being out on the road. And I don't know. I know people want to see it, but it's hard, man.
Yeah,
it's hard. I can't do it.
A lot of times we'll go out and see things, and my family will always tell me, "Oh, make sure you take photos." But like Frank was saying, we're such in the moment type of people that we're just living it, you know. Like we spent some time in DC scootering around, and none of us had our phones out, like taking pictures and stuff, just because we're this
trying not to die because we're driving in the street.
Well, yeah, but like we were just admiring it ourselves. So
Yeah.
we find that to be better, and a lot of times we just forget to take photos because we're just admiring it.
You have to find a balance for sure, but I guarantee you there's people out there would have loved to watch y'all on the scooters, your fans.
Right?
Yeah.
We just need to get one of those GoPro helmets.
I am gonna do a GoPro all day thing one day. I'm gonna wear a GoPro all day.
Just a chest piece.
Yeah, so that's gonna be something.
So just think about this. If you wear one all day and you break it up into 30-second or 1-minute videos, how much content could you get out of just doing that for one day?
Fair enough.
There you go. See?
Or a couple hours, really.
All right.
Oh yeah. Okay. I'm doing it now. I'll be in the shower.
Just
don't worry about me.
How much
I mean, that one goes to OnlyFans, but I mean, it'll work.
Content, you know, whatever.
Just don't bend over. Like just the wall of the shower.
Well, lady and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We look forward to having you guys down in our area on the 28th of October at the Juke Joint. So enjoy your next tour coming up, and we look forward to talking to you guys again probably in 2024 as new things happen for you.
Of course.
Awesome.
Thank you again for always supporting us and playing our songs, and we owe you guys a lot. So we look forward to seeing you too.
All right, you guys have a good one.
You too.
Take care.
All right. Thanks. All right. So there's the Almas. And that's part of the show. And we got the other part of the show sitting right backstage, ready to come on with Matt Sassano. And here we go. Matt, how are you?
Hey, man. Good to see you. How are you guys doing?
Doing well.
What is up, dude?
We're good.
Yeah, man. Ready to do this. It's good to be here. And, thanks for inviting me on, dude. I'm stoked. Greetings from Knoxville.
So, okay, that's where you're at. Is Knoxville.
Yeah, man. How about you guys?
I'm in Virginia.
Oh, wow. All right. Cool, man. So
Matt James.
Where's that?
I'm in the UK.
Oh, wow, dude. We're covering some miles here.
Yeah. I'm in Mississippi.
Oh, dang, dude.
And I'm in Mobile, Alabama.
Oh, shoot. I think not that long ago, I was like near Mobile, Alabama for a tour with we stopped through that area with a band called Seventh Day Slumber. So I'm vaguely familiar.
Oh yeah, we know Seventh Day Slumber very well here at the Sound.
Oh, really? Awesome, man. Yeah, they're friends of mine. They took me out on my first tour, and I've been kind of, they traveled me all across the US. So I'm familiar with Mississippi, Alabama. I'm like Johnny Cash, man. I've been everywhere.
There you go.
I love it.
Going.
So you're on Rockfest Records, which is the same label with Seventh Day Slumber and Magdalene Rose, and who else is on that?
Yeah, man, it's been really cool. For this upcoming release, we decided just to kind of go independent, but Rockfest was really the starting point for which kind of got my story and my message out there and everything. And since then, we've done 4 nationwide kind of tours with Seventh Day Slumber, Magdalene Rose, and myself. And so I have to credit those guys for just kind of, making people aware of what I do and what I'm all about. And so, man, it's been awesome. I've been a Seventh Day Slumber fan since I was 17 years old. So to kind of see them behind the scenes is a really surreal experience as somebody who does music, not only as a musician, but as just like a fan as well. It's crazy.
So I was going to ask you, you said being on Rockfest helped get your story out. For those that don't know you, what is the story?
Okay, so shout out to the Almas, for being on the show. I liked what they had to say a lot about like mental health. I have to say that a lot of what I write about is mental health related, or is just music for the underdog, as I like to call it. I grew up with a lot of obstacles to overcome. Like I have 2 disabilities. I have cerebral palsy and I have another disability called dyscalculia. And so a lot of my life was about being the underdog and kind of trying to, figure out my path. And I suffered with a lot of mental health stuff and a lot of domestic abuse issues. My dad was a pastor. I got to see a lot of the good sides of church, but behind the scenes, there was a lot of hidden abuse and things like that. And so a lot of my music goes out to people who maybe feel misunderstood, disenfranchised, and just are the black sheep. And so, yeah, man, that's kind of what I'm all about. And it's been really cool these last few years to have people that have come forward with disabilities or mental health issues or domestic abuse and say, man, what you said up there really impacted me. And so that's kind of what we're all about.
Awesome. So you got a new single coming out. It's next week, right? November 20 or October 20th.
Yeah. So I'm super excited about it. And this is kind of the one of two singles that we're probably going to be releasing in recent times, but Fuel is going to be the October 20th, 2023. And that song is basically, if you're somebody who's gone through a lot of adversity, Fuel is basically that thank you letter to those people and those circumstances that were meant to destroy you, but ultimately made you stronger and, made you press on. We look back on our lives and a lot of times the things that, were meant to crush us or meant to really bring us down are ultimately the things that help us to persevere. And so that's kind of the message that I want to get across with Fuel. It was recorded with Josiah Prince with this band called Disciple here in Nashville. And man, it's just a really cinematic, fun song to do.
Dude, that's killer, man. I like how you kind of sharing some personal stuff there, inside of your music. It's not just generic for you, right?
Yeah, I think that that's kind of the crux for any artist. I've entered times where I wasn't really, you write so often as a songwriter that sometimes it's easy just to kind of lose sight of why you're doing things. And I've gotten to a certain spots every once in a while where I wasn't writing my most genuine. But what I found that when I'm just the most genuine to myself, telling my story, that's really what people resonate with most. So as an encouragement from one musician to all the musicians who may be listening out there, just encourage you, man. Everybody's got a story and a background and something to say. And the more in touch you are with that message, people will resonate.
Have you ever thought about you're going to go write something and you sit down, you're like, I'm gonna write, and then whatever comes out, sometimes it's bullshit and it's not real, but then you're just either walking down the street or you're driving, or maybe you even are actually trying to write, but then for a split second you just kind of daze off, and then that's when all the good shit comes in and you're like, oh yeah, because I'm just being honest with myself and I'm not trying to do anything, it just happened,
Oh yeah, I had this one time where I had I listened to this song. I was writing a song lyrics and everything. And I'm one of those people that'll just, kind of sit through the writer's block. So if I'm having a block, I'll just sit right through it. I stayed up until an insane amount. I think I was up until 7:00 in the morning. I finished the final lyric of the page. I took a second glance at it, crumpled it up and threw it in the garbage, and then went to sleep. I was like, this is trash. And,
wow. Yeah, or
7 hours to produce.
Yeah, yeah. And then what's funny? If you would have taken it out of the trash 2 days later, you might have read it and been like, "This is not trash. This is great." You don't ever know.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's just it's hit or miss. But if I'm trying to write something, hopefully it's good the first try. I'd rather sit on a lyric for 3 days rather than to write something and be look back later and go, I kind of rushed through that. So hopefully when people listen to Fuel, they won't go, that's trash. Hopefully they'll like it and it'll be awesome.
Have you ever had the opposite experience though, where whether you had the pen in hand or it was just the thought, you just kind of went, bleh, and then a bunch of really good stuff came out. You're like, where the hell did that come from? And that was super easy.
Yeah, it's so weird because the song Not My Name was the first song that I did that kind of made traction on Christian and mainstream rock radio. And that song is all about like labels that people put on us. Like I said before, with my disabilities and stuff like that, I'm not a stranger to people labeling you and all that kind of thing. And that song wasn't even originally supposed to be like on the EP. I had gone into studio with a whole different idea of how that EP was to look. And I just got this overwhelming sense of like, Matt, you've written about a whole bunch of things, but you've never written this. And I want to say, like, within a day or a day and a half, Not My Name was written. And it was just like, boom, that song soared and had wings of its own and took off. And so I'm grateful for that, because that's a very rare thing for me, at least.
I dig it. I dig it. I dig it. The struggle is real when it comes to that.
Yeah, and I love that. I love that you're writing about, you know, experiences of yourself and what's real, and you're keeping true and writing stuff that you want to write, not what you think people want to hear. Because I keep saying that to a lot of artists, you've got to write and come true from in here, and then people will interpret it their own way, and they'll enjoy the music more because it's written from the heart.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, man, you know, as musicians, we always are trying to figure out like the bottom line, and so it's easy to try to make art, you know, fit the industry per se. Like I remember going into a licensing class where I, for a short time, was trying to do music licensing and everything, and that just necessarily wasn't my thing. But I tried to like make that work, and I felt like during that time I wasn't being my most genuine and everything. And so yeah, I had written a few songs that I just wasn't really happy about, and then as soon as I kind of took the gloves off and was honest about like, hey man, you know, this is what I'm all about, this is what people, and then people started resonating and stuff like that. Even just with the disabilities, within the last 2 years I've wanted to talk about that stuff, because that's not something that I even wanted to talk about in my last projects, because it's something that, like, you know, is really uncomfortable. And so now I'm taking stages across the nation talking about the most vulnerable thing in my life. And at times I don't love it, but it's part of what I feel like I have to do.
Yeah, I think a lot of songs, whether it's apparent to the listener up front or not, that really, like you said, resonate with people. I think the person that wrote it, whether they were cryptic about it or straight in your face about it, probably, you know, bled on that track.
Mm-hmm.
Like let something really out, you know what I mean? Like that was inside of them, and gave it their all, and was very vulnerable. That's the word I'm looking for. Like you kind of have to put yourself in a vulnerable state, and then people respond to that. You know, even if it's not directly like this is what I'm talking about, they still kind of know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and like I think people, like I said, even in today, are just super attracted to what they perceive as like the authenticity. Love them or hate them, you know, somebody like Oliver Anthony, who made a Richmond, north of Richmond, outdid like Taylor Swift on the charts. And, you know, Taylor Swift has got that polished act, and here's just a dude with a ugly beard, and he's, you know, hanging out in his backyard, and he's dominating the charts right now. And I think it comes down to, you know, love or hate his message. It's authentic, and people can see through that polished machine of the industry versus kind of this guy that's spilling his heart and soul.
Well, that's one thing I've noticed, like with all the music that we listen to here, is like, and with like the technology and the ability to create in your house and then have it, you know, mixed mastered there or sent off. A lot of good music's coming out, but it seems like a little bit of it's it's like coming all together, like almost homogenous, you know? And then when you hear a new sound come out of left field, even if it's not polished, like even sometimes because it's not polished, then it's like, oh, that's the thing, or that's different, and people like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, even back in the day, if you're like a fan of like, you know, Ozzy Osbourne or any of the trailblazers that we think of that really changed rock or music in general, always kind of pushed an envelope in a genuine way. I mean, you know, you look back to even like rap, like NWA and stuff, they had the most crazy stuff that they were saying at the time, but it resonated with a large group of people. And what was once kind of underground and obscure became kind of the new norm. And now we've got, you know, all sorts of things going on. And so, you know, all that to say, genuine is key. And I think that people are starting to kind of get tired of music that just doesn't, it's got that polished and it feels contrived.
Yeah, I dig it.
Yeah, man. So who's that? Oh, so yeah, I mean, it's just crazy. So what have you been listening to lately? Like what's kind of been on,
Boom, the tables just got turned.
Yeah, let's go. Who wants to
Yeah.
take that question first?
Wow. Interesting.
I mean, mine is recently. I'm on this Hardy trip.
Oh wow, I wouldn't have expected that, Kevin.
Look. So Jared will laugh at this. So I have to drive to work an hour every day. So I just I created this playlist, and it's Hardy and it's Upchurch and Brantley Gilbert and stuff like that. So I'm listening to that, but then I also have the rock side where I've been listening to a lot of like Machines and things like that. So, but no, I mean, the big one I've been listening to a lot of lately is Hardy and definitely that new song from Beartooth and Hardy. I absolutely love that thing. I love that song.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I don't get stuck into one genre. Like I'm one of those people that I definitely admire aspects of every kind of genre and stuff like that. One day it'll be rock, the next day it'll be, rap, whatever,
And that's the one thing that I like about Hardy is I listen to rap, I listen to rock, I listen to country. He kind of raps everything all in one.
Yes. Yes, he does.
And then some of his collaborations he's done with like Brantley Gilbert and Morgan Wallen and all of that kind of stuff. It's all it kind of wraps everything all in one big bundle. So it's easy to listen to, especially for somebody that listens to all the genres.
Man, somebody's gonna have to send me some really good music when we get off here, because like I don't know that I've heard this guy as much as you may have. I'm not really familiar with the music, so always looking for new stuff.
Yeah, look it up on Spotify, Hardy. You'll be
and I can give you the history on him. He's a songwriter. He wrote for Florida Georgia Line. He wrote for Morgan Wallen, and then finally he decided, hey, I'm going to start putting this stuff out on my own.
Oh, dude, that's cool. Yeah.
And I think he's done 3 albums now, but this newest one has kind of done that genre cross where he's kind of like him and Jelly Roll have kind of crossed genres. They've got rock going, they've got country going, and a lot of collaboration going into the rock scene and stuff like that. So it's some good stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of funny how like with the invention of Spotify and everything, I almost feel like genre is like, it still exists, but it's slowly kind of dying and the lines are being blurred a lot more than they were.
Yeah. Lisa, what about you? What have you been listening to lately? I don't think we started that off with the beginning of the show.
I listen mostly to a lot of metalcore, but on the days that I'm not listening to that, I'm listening to classical.
Really? Wow. Way to throw a curveball.
I used to play in a symphony. I used to play in a symphony. Yeah, I love classical music.
I do. I mean, I don't listen to it regularly, but I do because it's just great music.
Yeah, I mean, and so like most of the time it is metalcore, like Architects and stuff like that. But then on the flip side, if I've had enough, and I need like some quiet, I'll just put on some classical music. One of my friends is the principal clarinetist for South Dakota Symphony, and so I just listen to that, and it mellows me out, and it's good. I appreciate all of it. So yeah, it depends on the mood I'm in.
Matt, what about you?
Oh man, as far as just like what I listened to lately.
Yeah. Go ahead, you Matt, and then the second Matt.
Oh man, I'm just all over the place. I go everywhere from Eminem to Bring Me the Horizon. I'm everywhere, but yeah, man, Matt too. I want to hear your response here.
What don't I listen to? Recently, because I've got a show next week, so I've been listening to a lot of The City Is Ours because I'm going to see them live. But to be honest, it's a mix of everything, anything from rock to metalcore to deathcore. I handle our email submissions, so I hear a lot of new music and discover a lot of new bands that way. But I'm predominantly metalcore. But recently, yeah, the two bands I've been playing most are probably Raptors and The City Is Ours.
For me, I listen to
Y'all are gonna have to forgive me for a minute. I got to step away for a minute.
Go ahead. I listened to a bunch of Transient just because I wrote my article in the Sound 228 magazine about them. There's some local from my area guys, so I burned through all their stuff on like repeat, and it's great. But like to go out of genre, because I'm kind of like Lisa and Matt, I listen to the heavier stuff predominantly, but I love like Motown music. I mean, that's what I grew up on. Anything from like Percy Sledge to Otis Redding, shit like that. But also too like the Dummy album by Portishead. That's one of my, I fucking love that album like a lot. And it is not heavy, it's not anything, and there's something about that record that is just, I don't know, it's badass.
I don't know who that is.
You gotta look that record up tonight, Lisa, when we hit
No idea who you're talking about.
I'm gonna send you a link to it and you need to listen to it.
Okay, very good.
Yeah. And Buckethead too, that's another one, but anyway.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
we
it's
listen to all kinds of different music here.
Yeah, we're music junkies. You know, if it sounds good and it's good, we'll listen to it. You know, I like a bit of the classical too. I like a bit. I was brought up on like 60s music, like Elvis Presley and stuff like that. So, you know, it's my music taste is very eclectic, but I'm predominantly hard rock metalcore.
Yeah, I grew up to like ABBA. ABBA was like our dinner music. So you throw on some ABBA or like the Eagles, even Michael Jackson, Little River Band, Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Yes.
That's what that Neil Diamond, Billy Joel, Elton John.
CCR radio is my favorite Pandora station.
And you start talking on that, and I'm Tom Petty. It's a damn. I had a conversation with that at the other side. Nobody. To me, I underappreciated Tom Petty when Tom Petty was doing his thing, and now when you hear his stuff, it's like, man, that was so good.
Yeah, I do the same thing. Even though I'm a huge Skynyrd fan, I still like Neil Young, some of his early stuff, even though he says shit all the time, and I'm like, damn it, like your music, but damn it, why'd you say that?
Sorry, we just word vomited our music tastes all over you.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Sorry about that, Matt.
Oh, and then like when I'm at work, we have a station called Decades, and I'll end up hearing like the Traveling Wilburys or something like that. And I always sit there and like, if I'm standing next to somebody that is much younger than me that works with me, I'm like, can you name anybody in this band? And they're like, no. I'm like, George Harrison. They're like, who's that? I'm like, you're fired.
Fired.
Yeah, definitely. And Matt, you said you like to discover new music.
Yeah, now, man, I'm all about it.
I'm going to do a shameful, guilty plug here. The best way to discover new music is download the Sound 228 app.
Oh, nice, dude. I will get right on that right after this, and I'll definitely do that. So who are some like good United Kingdom kind of bands that I should check into, man?
Raptors, 1000%. What sort are you into? Your metalcore heavy stuff?
Yeah, I like a fair mix of everything. So I mean,
okay,
yeah.
Raptors, The City Is Ours, Bury Tomorrow, While She Sleeps, obviously. Dream State,
Lake Malice.
Lake Malice. Like, dude, the list is endless. Right.
I will have
because in my opinion, and Lisa may probably agree with me because she comes over here a lot for shows. The UK has one of the best rock metal scenes in the world.
Oh, dude, that's awesome. I've never been. Actually, I went to. I was on a trip. I went to Africa, to Africa to do some like humanitarian stuff and all that. And like we had a layover in London, so I've been around the world that way, but never really like around concerts across seas or anything like that, which is kind of a bummer.
You know,
hey, dude, you ever come over here, man? Hit me up, and you know we'll have some shows in the UK.
No, we're gonna send them a playlist.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, send your playlist.
Yeah, add me on Instagram at Matt Sassano Music or whatever, or I'll add
I already follow you.
And we'll just chat, man.
There you go.
You got it. You're going to be hearing from me. I'm going to fill up the whole message with all the bands you need to be listening to. You're going to be like, why did I tell this girl to follow me?
my notifications will be going off at 3 a.m. I got a new band for you to listen to. I'm like, man,
No,
that'll be fun, man.
I have a day
I'm
job.
forward to it.
I get up at 5 o'clock every morning. You will not hear from me in the middle of the night because I will be asleep. So don't worry, you're marked safe.
That's hilarious. So what time is it over there in the good old UK?
It is 2:40 in the morning.
He's an animal.
Whoa, dude! Yeah, you're on the late shift, bro. You're on the early shift.
Oh wait,
He makes it happen. He makes it happen.
I'm on the late shift. I work all the sounds on Central Time, and I also work for a company which me and Lisa own called Rift Media Group, which is basically on Eastern Time. So I'm constantly on American time.
Oh, that's cool, man. It's only 9:40 here, so I'm wide awake, dude. I'm ready for some more coffee just to keep, us musicians, we're night owls, man. So, we'll be up.
Well, dude, we appreciate you jumping on here with us tonight. Give us the 3 months out, 4 months out projection. What do we need to know about?
Oh, as far as with me, man, or
yeah. With your music and everything.
Yeah, man.
The single.
Yeah, just getting really excited for these releases, and just recently just got off tour not long ago with 7 Day Slumber. So now it's just kind of like, getting into some of these festivals, and I'm working with some people. I'm originally from upstate New York and moved to Tennessee in 2014, and one of my friends now that I've had, he's kind of mixing and putting together, assembling a team since I'm going independent. And his goal is to kind of help us get into some more festivals. And so just really looking for more opportunities and doors that open. And, things always kind of tend to come open, which I'm really excited about. And, ever since the last couple years, it seems like a lot has happened. So I'm excited to see where everything goes, man. And yeah.
I love it, dude. I love it, man. Keep fighting the good fight, man. We appreciate you sharing your story with us too.
Absolutely.
Hey, thank you guys for having me again. Matt Sassano Music on Instagram. Send all the music you guys want, and I will give you my feedback.
All right, deal.
Love it.
Love it.
All right. Thank you, Matt.
Hey,
Thank
man,
you.
Thanks,
good
Matt.
to meet you.
All right.
Have a
yeah.
good
You
night,
too,
bro.
bro.
Keep rocking, man.
All right. Wow.
That was cool.
That was
That's
awesome.
awesome.
That's
I hope he comes back to us with a music video that we can show.
Yeah. He needs to send that our way when he's ready.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and put that at the very bottom of my list of bands he needs to know about. Oh, and by the way,
Yeah.
yeah, that was a great little interview. I really enjoyed that.
That was.
Yeah,
And
I
it
like
looked like we had a little
how
bit
he
of.
turned it on us.
Go ahead, Matt. I'm sorry.
I liked how he turned it on us. It's not very often we get asked questions.
Right.
True. Very, very true.
I like
So
it.
sorry for all of you that had to actually hear anything about us. We're not that interesting.
They love it.
Not that interesting. And what I said, apparently both bands suck. So I saw that comment come through.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
that's funny.
Yeah.
It is
right.
what it is. But
Uh,
anyways,
We
I think
appreciate you.
I think we had a comment war going on. Apparently,
None of those comments count.
Yeah.
If you're on Facebook, you have to vote in the poll.
I mean, when your comment pops up and it's got a circle with a white F in it, it doesn't count. Just letting you know.
Right.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, Kevin, where are we at on that? Let's go ahead and announce that winner.
all right. With 65% of the votes, West Creek is your winner tonight.
right.
Well done, West Creek.
Collapse. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very
We
nice.
want to thank everybody who voted.
hold on.
For sure. We
The
appreciate
last
it.
hold on, I'm gonna do something because the last time I got questioned about this, I'm gonna take a screenshot of this.
Okay.
Oh, he's getting
That way,
fancy.
when somebody says,
Yeah.
"Hey, let me see," there you go.
Oh,
So-
come on. We have way better. Look, we don't do this because this is not like something that's pre-planned or that we can
No,
trust.
and
You know?
it's never a battle for the bands to have bad taste against each other. It's to highlight each band. You know.
Yeah, just a little bit of engagement with the viewer to let them kind of nudge one to left or right of the other one. So we've said it before on the show 1,000 times. We'll say it again. It's like when you make it to the grudge match, it's because you're two bands that we dig. You know what I mean? Like we hear a ton of music, and a lot of music that we dig still we can't get into the grudge match just because of time.
There's a shit ton that have never made a grudge match, and then by the time I'm like, man, I should put them in the grudge match. The song's like 3 months old, and I'm like, well, kind of too late to put it into the grudge match.
Right.
We only feature songs and bands that we love. I mean, we don't play you anything that we don't like ourselves. So
right.
You're right, Wanda. That's exactly what it's about, right there.
Yeah. It's just a way to highlight somebody that we think maybe you haven't heard of or you've heard of a lot through our channel, and then we're digging their new song. I mean, we feature Kingdom Collapse a bunch because we've been with them now for a while. I mean, you might know that story. I mean, we were the first show out of Texas, that they booked was with us. So anyway,
we were there for like day 1.5. We weren't quite there for day one, but we were awfully damn close to it. So
yeah, and they've become friends of ours, and we love hanging out with them, and we love their music. So the West Creek guys are newer to us, and we like that song. So there you go.
And I will say, I didn't put it up there, but we do have our own show coming up on November 11th at the Cannery with Edema and Smile Empty Soul and On Off, and a local band now back in the mix after what'd they say, 14 years?
Yeah, something like that.
They've only done a couple shows since then. So Castor Troy will be opening up the show. That's going to be at the Cannery on November 11th, Veterans Day. So come on out and hang out with us for that. And then they were on the show earlier today. Or earlier this evening, the Almas, they will be at the Juke Joint in Ocean Springs on October 28th. Reign of Z will not be on that one. They're not with them on the first 3 dates, but they will be at the Juke Joint on October 28th. So, and don't forget the brand new magazine. Go get go read it. Check it out. Order a copy of it. If you plan on seeing Any Given Sin anytime soon, order a copy of it. Get them to autograph it, and all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah, they're on tour. So.
Yep, right. They're playing tonight in Vegas. So
they are in Vegas. So yeah,
their tour's almost over. They've only got I think a week or so left.
That's
of tour, and they're coming home.
That's Saliva, Adelita's Way.
It's
Drowning Pool and Any Given Sin.
Any Given Sin.
So they're in Vegas tonight. So they're in Adelita's Way's hometown.
Thank you, Wanda. Thank you for ordering that. We appreciate it as well. So
yeah, I'm pretty sure.
And most of you that have ordered it, we just got the notification that everything shipped out within the last either today or yesterday. So you should be getting it here within the next day or so.
Nice. So. What was you saying, Matt?
I said I'm pretty sure Wanda ordered some back copies too.
Nice.
So we appreciate that.
Absolutely. So, and everybody that tuned in tonight watching, we got more cool stuff coming up. So download the app if you don't have it. That's the best way to stay in touch with us and keep those notifications turned on.
And our next episode is October 20 what?
But I couldn't tell you.
What's 2 weeks from today? What is today? 20. So October 25th. October 25th.
Yeah. Oh, with
Post Profit.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's gonna be a good one.
Jared just went. Just nothing but white teeth.
I'm a fan. I'm telling you, their music's fucking good. If you don't know about it, you better go look it up.
And West Creek will have a new challenger, which we have not determined yet. I don't think.
We have not.
Maybe we'll do Post Profit.
I was going to say, does Post Profit have a video for
Cancer Culture? They do.
Yes, they do.
I don't think we've ever done the guest also being on the grudge match.
I don't think we should.
Is that cheating? No. Is that giving an unfair?
I just don't think that's fair. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Yeah. We won't do that, but they'll go into the next one. How about that?
They'll definitely be in the mix.
So here's what we do. We'll talk to them about all their shit going on, and then let them know that they're going to be in the next grudge match. There we go.
Okay.
That'll work.
All right.
That'll work. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for hanging out, and we will talk to you on the next episode. Yeah. See ya.
Later.
Yeah.